I'm so excited to do story time again with you this week. I found another one of my favorite books that I used to read to my kids when they were little, your age. It's called Miss Spider's Tea Party, and it's written and illustrated by David Kirk. So he wrote all the words to the story and he drew the pictures. And you're gonna have to look at these pictures. They're amazing, really colorful. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Oops, here we go. One lonely spider sipped her tea while gazing at the sky. She watched the insects on the leaves and many flying by. Oh, if I had friends like these, she sighed. Oh, who'd stay a while with me? I'd sit them down on silken chairs and serve them cakes and tea. Do you see her? She's down here with her tea, and there's lots of insects. There's butterflies. Look, there's some bugs. Oh, do you see these little caterpillars and bumblebees? But nobody's having tea with her. Insects are usually eaten by spiders, but she wants to have tea with them, but they don't know that, so they're staying away. Two timid beetles, Ike and May, they crept from the woodwork that same day. But when Miss Spider begged, "Oh, please stay," they shrieked, "Oh, no," and they dashed away. She invited them to have tea, but they thought she wanted to eat them, so they said, "Oh, no." 3 fireflies flew inside that night. Their spirits high, their tails alight. They spied the web and squeaked in fear, "Oh, we'd better get away from here." The little trio did not feel they'd care to be a spider's meal. Do you see the spider web? And see these fireflies, or lightning bugs are called the same thing. Their tails are all lit up. But see how their face, their expression? They're shocked. They don't want to be caught in the spider web. 4 bumblebees buzzed by outside. Bzz, bzz, bzz. "Oh, please come to tea," Miss Spider cried. The 4 ignored her, swaying there. She waved a tea towel in the air. She took a cup and tapped the glass. See her tapping? The one bee spoke to her at last. "We would be fools to take our tea with anyone so spidery." She was inviting them in, but they said, "Oh, no." Within the shadows of the room, just peeking from behind a broom, 5 grinning faces bobbed and peered. Miss Spider smiled. Her heart was cheered. Descending for a closer look, she danced into the gloomy nook, but sadly found those jolly mugs belonged, alas, to rubber bugs. Oh, goodness gracious, she was so excited, but they're not real bugs. Those are rubber play bugs. She had thought she found friends. Some ants strode in. They numbered 6. But ants with spiders, they will not mix. She brewed them tea from hips of roses. The proud platoon turned up their noses. See that? They put their noses in the air. They said, oh no, we don't want your tea." So she was all excited to serve them tea, and they went like this. No, they put their noses in the air and said, "Oh no." Fine bouquet concealed its prize of 7 dainty butterflies. Miss Spider, watching from the wall, was not aware of them at all. She didn't even know they were there. She couldn't see them. They had blended in with the flowers. Do you see them? Let's find them. Let's count the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look at this one. 5, 6. Oh, and this one here's 7. Miss Spider didn't even know they were there. They hid it. Were hiding so well in the flowers. The tea table was set for 8, with saucers, cups, and silver plate. The cakes were fresh, the service gleamed, yet no one would arrive, it seemed. Her company and no demand left her a cup for every hand. Oh, look at her face. She's sad, she has a frown. She's got all these 8 teacups and 8 cakes, and she has 8 legs that she could have them. But she'd rather have friends and share, so she's feeling sad. 9 Spot and Moss kept safe and warm in shelter from a thunderstorm. They stood beneath an open sash and watched the jagged lightning flash. We'll see it. Miss Spider dropped down on a thread, a silver tray above her head. She'd hoped to please them, but instead, they flew away in mortal dread. So here she comes down and she's got tea on a plate for them, a server plate. But they thought she was coming to eat them, so they flew away. They were scared. They've left me all alone, she cried. She dabbed her eyes and sadly sighed. It's plain no bug will ever stay. Her tears splashed down upon the tray. Oh, look at her tears. She's crying. She's so sad. 10 tiny steaming cups of tea. She's got the tea. Were perched atop her trembling knee. She sipped and sobbed, then heard a cough, and turned to see a small wet moth, a fragile thing so soaked by rain, his wings too damp to fly again. See, his wings got wet, so he's not able to fly. But now he's scared. Miss Spider sees him, and he's afraid he's going to be eaten. She smiled and took a checkered cloth, see, to cloak the frail and thankful moth. And then they talked and snacked on tea and pie until his tiny wings were dry. Then lifting him with tender care, she tossed him gently in the air. See, she tossed him up to fly away. She fed him some tea and some snacks. And he found out she's really a friend. Well, the moth told Ike, and Ike told May, who went from bug to say, there is no reason for alarm. She never meant us any harm. So later on that afternoon, assembled in the dining room, 11 insects came to tea to share Miss Spider's courtesy. Oh, look how happy. She's a big smile. She's sharing her tea and her cakes with all of her new friends. She's so excited. 12 tender violets in a vase, presented at Miss Spider's place. Set by her chair, so neatly spun, she munched the blossoms one by one. Her friends were glad to watch her feast upon the floral centerpiece. It was a great relief to see. She ate just flowers and drank just tea. Miss Spider's reputation grew. Before too long our hostess knew each bug who crawled or hopped or flew, and all their lovely children too. Do you see what Miss Spider's eating? You see that? She's not eating insects, she's eating the flowers. And her friends, all of the insects are so excited to see she doesn't eat bugs. She eats flowers. And look, all of their children now are coming to visit. And look how happy Miss Spider is. She made all those friends. And aren't the pictures just great and nice and colorful? The end. I hope you enjoyed the book. I had so much fun reading it to you. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.